All right. Hello. Hello,
Hi.
Issa. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm doing good today. It's a good day.
It is. We made it
We
today.
did it.
Yes.
I really loved it. Um, I was talking with a couple of people who had seen the talk about the sacred woman, and they said that they were really enjoying the different perspectives and the ways that we were speaking
Aw.
about it, and especially about encountering the sacred woman as the earth and just how powerful that was. And yeah, so I wanted to share that with you as
Oh, that's awesome.
we're starting out, and now we're going to the next one, which is to lightning in the order of things. And so I wanted to begin with this poem. It's a poem by Mary Oliver,
Okay.
and it's called Lightning. The oaks shone gaunt gold on the lip of the storm before the wind rose. The shapeless mouth opened and began its 5 hour howl. The lights went out fast. Branches sidled over the pitch of the roof, bounced into the year that grew black within minutes, except for the lightning. The landscape bulging forth like a quick lesson in creating and then thudding away. Inside, as always, it is hard to tell fear from excitement. How sensual the lightning's poured stroke, and still, what a fire and a risk. As always, the body wants to hide, wants to flow toward it, strives to balance while fear shouts. Excitement shouts back and forth, each bolt a burning river, tearing like escape through the dark field of the other.
Mm,
Mm.
that's awesome.
Yeah, I believe that up here it is the yard. Storm before the wind rose, a shapeless mouth opened and began its 5 hour howl. The lights went out fast. Yeah. Mm. The pitch of the roof bounced into the yard that grew black. I believe that's yard that grew black within minutes, except for the lightning. I love that. The poured stroke. What a fire. What a risk. And always the body wants to hide and wants to float toward and strives to balance, while fear shouts, excitement shouts back and forth, each bolt a burning river, tearing like escape through the dark field of the other. Mary Oliver. Lightning.
We've been having a lot of lightning lately in the evening and night. And
Mm.
um, this one you were reading that I had you know how when it lightnings and you like snap an image in your mind?
Yes.
Yeah. So last night I was driving home and I had the kids and we are coming back from a basketball um 3-on-3 tournament or whatever. Um and I was like, look, is that lightning? And so we were all, watching. It was in front of us and it went, you know, this way, but when it went, it like went
Oh
down.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So
Oh my gosh,
yeah,
that's so amazing.
yeah. And it was real quick and sharp and very bright. And I was
Mm.
like, did you see that? Um, yeah, so it makes me think of how um lightning is sharp, quick,
Mm.
and full of, it's just full of energy.
Yeah. It's full of energy, Scott. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's and it's interesting um, that it's made of the same substance as the sun.
Yeah.
I just think that that's so interesting, or that it carries that same energy or energía of the sun. And um, we were talking a little bit earlier and just seeing that it's power, that there's
Mhm.
something about like fear and excitement.
Yeah,
I can see that those things are usually related in some way to power.
right, right.
And so, you know, I remember I was in where was I? I think we were like between, like between Shadron and Pine Ridge, like that really long stretch of road
Yeah,
there, and you're just like on that road for, and
yeah.
all the air come out, um, especially at night. But we were driving, my brother Mal and Lisa and I were on that road, and we were, and I think that was, and I saw that red lightning. Have you ever seen that red lightning?
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, that was just, and then we were also seeing that lightning that comes up from the ground
Oh, yeah.
to the sky. And I think what's interesting, so I remember when I was watching that, and my brother was talking to me about that, and they can't explain lightning yet. Like they don't really actually know what it is. They have theories like,
Mhm.
oh, it's this pressure, or oh, it's, the negative charge with this positive charge. And, they have a lot of theories, but they actually don't actually have a factual proof of what it is. It's all, and, you know, kind of made up. No. Educated guesses.
Yeah.
Which we love. We love educated guesses, but I think that there's because we love to make shit up. Um, but especially shit we don't understand, right? Like, oh, I
Right.
don't understand this. I'm just gonna like decide this is what it is, and then it's like accepted when really, you know, what we see it as, or what I was taught that it is that it's spirits. Oh
Yeah.
gosh, I'm like so excited. I'm like spitting everywhere. No, um, yeah, I just that it's spirits, and that yeah, I actually had some work done on my tooth, so it's kind of entertaining. That feeling is like, oh. So I think that the truth that those spirits are there, and that they are helping us, and that they want to be with us, and um, having contact with them is really sacred. And I've always had that feeling when I've been around lightning, or when lightning comes,
Right.
and so I'm just wondering about your thoughts about that sacredness, and how sacred the lightning is, and the power
It,
of.
so it makes me think of like just how you said the spirits are I mean the lightning is spirits, but also you feel safe or protected. But then
Mm,
it goes back to like the fear and the excitement
mhm,
because you feel protected and safe,
mhm.
but it can strike something and then your lights go out, or it can strike and start a fire.
Yeah,
So it does bring that mixture of fear but excitement. Um and I'm always greeting them when they come, or when I see them. I'm like, "Oh, look," and um or I'll just simply say, "I see you," or "I hear you," because then the thunder it'll strike, or you'll hear the thunder and then they'll strike.
yeah, yeah, I love that.
Yeah. Um,
It's just like,
so yeah. And it always lights up the sky like a light show.
mhm,
And you can see the clouds, and um that is, I don't know, it's just a blessing to see. You have these clouds and you have these other clouds, and then it's just like lightening up the sky. And I just it's just like in awe sometimes, you're just like standing outside and you're like, oh, I should get back inside,
Right. Like, should I get back inside? Oh my
But
gosh.
my youngest son, baby Gunner, he reminds me of lightning, he's just like, and he's so like intrigued by it. Just last night he was asking a ton of questions about lightning, and that's just his energy,
Mm-hmm.
fast
Yeah.
and just real like strikes, and his voice strikes, and he's just, I don't know, there's just that connection. I just had that when you were saying the poem. I was like, sounds like baby Gunner.
Right. Sure, for sure. Yeah, I see that too in him. It's so true. And he's just like shoo, 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 shoo. It's
Yeah,
like,
just never. And then it comes and it goes, like his energy, it comes and it goes. He's calm. And
yeah,
then when he's, you know,
like those story, those beautiful
yeah,
clouds. Like he's like those beautiful clouds, and then it'll be like, oh, just like so deep and thoughtful,
yeah,
and then shoo, shoo,
yep,
shoo.
yeah.
Yeah.
And people are like that.
Mhm.
People have that that medicine.
Yeah. It's interesting too that, I was just thinking about my dad always told me that, you want to make things from a tree that's been struck by lightning.
Oh, I never heard that.
Yeah. Yeah, he used to tell me that because it means that that wood is stronger. It has been through something. And so if you find it and it's just like part of it has been struck and the other parts have been left,
Right.
it's stronger. But it's like it's very hot. I don't know exactly hot. It's like over 50,000 degrees or something like that. It's very, very hot. And so just like the thought of being struck by something, and some people survive it, right?
Yeah. Right.
There's a couple of people I know that have been, a few people I know have been struck by lightning, and those people are considered, special or I mean, I don't know if I want to use the word special, but that there's something special about them to be able to survive that kind of a strike
Right.
from an unexplainable no.
Yeah.
Something we can't explain.
Right. The word that keeps coming up is like recharge.
Oh yeah. Yeah. hmm I like what you were saying about greeting them. And I think that, in my experience, I really enjoy befriending them and just saying hello. And I remember Mal and my mom put me up on a
Mhm.
quest, and I was up there, and those Wakians started like, and it's like it looks almost like they're walking towards you, like over the hills. And I was like on top of a mountain in the middle of nowhere, but and they're just walking on toward you, and it's just the awe and the wonder, and then then they speak through that thunder, and it's just, and when I've been out there like that, I've never been afraid. I've always just welcomed them and just been so grateful that they're coming, and have seen them as my friends, right? You know, um, there are other spirits that have come where I've been like, holy shit, like scared the living daylights out of me. But in that same quest, actually, there was a spirit that came, and like I was like, oh my gosh, I ducked, I was just like, because he walked over me. But yeah, so I think that there's just something about, the things that can't be explained, and
Mm,
the things that are, not visible, or the things that we can't, like pin down, and
right.
how we want to kind of pin everything down, but just like how to work with them as spirits,
Yeah.
I think is a really good thing to be curious about,
hmm
you know?
Yeah. What would be kind of interesting is if there was if you're around the storm,
Mhm.
um, just to journal. while the storm is happening, or if you're able to be a witness of the strikes, maybe even draw them, because there might be something, that a message that an individual is missing.
Mm.
Or even when they light up the sky, of how the clouds and everything looks, or what is the first thought that comes to your mind?
Mhm. That's
I'm
powerful.
gonna do that.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, I took copious notes.
Yeah.
Gosh, we got to do that.
Yeah.
We'll do that. Yeah.
Because like, even through our just conversations of like recharge is popping up,
Mhm.
protection,
Mhm.
um, but also fear,
Mhm.
risk taking,
Yeah.
and knowing how to handle certain individuals that have the same characteristics as uh, a lightning strike, or um because sometimes it could be overwhelming,
Yeah.
because you just don't know like what bolt you're gonna get.
Truly. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
also, like, be mindful. I remember that that's their medicine, and they're offering something, during those moments.
Yeah. And I think that's an interesting thing to talk about, like that sometimes it might be an upset.
Mhm.
Like I know there was an instance that I had with one of my brothers. I have five brothers. Um, and he was really upset with me, and just um, like the impact that that has, and how you can draw those nature spirits to you. And he like sent those wakians after me.
Mhm.
And I mean, and I was on a road. This is actually I wrote a little bit about this in my memoir, but and I was on this road and way in the mountains, and the wakians were just like all around me, and they started to surround my car, and they were getting closer and closer, and I was like, oh, they were just like striking next to me. And I just like got out of my car, and I just stood up, and I just said, remember me. Like, remember me. Like, don't do this. Don't do this. Like, you have to remember me. And then there was like, it felt almost like the air was just electric, and there was like a pause. And then I just saw them kind of like, they started to like move away from me, but they were surrounding me. It was so intense. And that was my brother, because he works with that. He has a relationship with that element, but they also know me, and so, and they're my friends. So I think that it's really important that we have that relationship, so that, because they will protect you, like you're
Right,
saying, if they know you,
right, right.
and take care of you if they know you. But there's this really important thing about, people think that it's just something that happens that has nothing, but it's
Yeah.
like, it's a being, it's a person, it has its own spirit, and
Mhm.
how to be in relationship with it. So
Right.
that would be something that I would like to, that I'd be curious about, is, I love what you said about the journaling and drawing the strikes, and
Yeah.
but how to build relationships with them.
Right. And I
That,
think even knowing that there's gonna be, like I said, there's messages,
mm-hmm.
and I think that would start creating that bond,
Mm.
acknowledging them even.
Yeah.
I have to plug in my computer here real quick.
Mhm.
My computer needs some energy.
Right? It needs some lightning, right? It's like through the cord, the power.
Right.
For sure.
And I feel like we as people, we have to recharge ourselves
Mhm.
because we forget our light,
Mhm.
our energy. But connecting, I think that would help to remember who you are and
Mhm.
connect, like what I just said with the journal or the,
Yeah.
acknowledging them, strengthening that bond and remembering who you are as an individual.
I think too, being happy to see them,
Yeah.
you know?
And not be scared and, hide and think something bad's gonna happen or the storm's gonna get bigger.
Right, right. It's just like it's like to celebrate each of these things and to have conversations, but also to ask for mercy or for blessings or but to be in a relationship, and communicate.
Or even pray with them during those moments.
Yeah, pray with them during those moments. Yeah.
Because a storm can just grow and grow, so I get like praying with them and knowing, ask for protection and whatever is needed at that time.
Mhm.
Something too that's coming up is you were talking when you were talking about your brother. um I feel like we can strike people with our voices too,
Yeah. Yeah.
and those can be in a negative way and can harm people and harm yourself.
Mhm.
So make sure your strike is, light and love and
Mm.
powerful. Because
Yeah.
that's what a lightning, I feel like, is.
Powerful and direct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah. The other thing that's interesting too, like, because sometimes it will accompany a storm, sometimes it comes from the earth, sometimes it comes from the sky. There's the negative, there's the positive that they say creates the charge to create the lightning. We don't know if that's actually true or not. They haven't been able to prove it. But I just like the idea of that it takes negative and positive charge,
Yeah.
you
Right.
know? Um, I like that idea. And then sometimes, like you said, it's like all these clouds and, or a storm, it's accompanied by a storm.
Mm-hmm.
And and I love storms. Like I go outside and I dance in the rain. I love to do that. I just think it's so fun and and I love to watch the lightning, um but like I think that what I love about it is just that the cleansing power of the
Mm-hmm.
rain. It's just and then the power of that, just like you can feel thunder in every it vibrates like the house shakes, right?
Yeah.
Like everything is just affected and impacted by it. Like there's nothing that isn't like you cannot pretend thunder is not happening. Like
Right.
everything, car alarms, all the things,
Yeah.
everything just like joins in the cacophony. you know so I think there's something to what you're saying in our conversation, just like of course there's something you're saying, right? But but just there's the sound
Yeah.
that it's making, like
Yeah.
it's like lightning is accompanied by thunder, and so there's always a sound, so it's also speaking, and it cannot be ignored, it cannot
Right.
be denied, you have to pay attention
Yeah.
when it's talking.
Mm-hmm.
you know
It like wakes you up.
yeah.
And it reminds me of in the springtime, when the first thunder beams roll in.
Mm.
And I'm like, damn it. Now the snakes are up. Because then it like Mix them up and yeah,
Mhm.
but they're
Yeah.
my friends now, so
Yeah. Yeah, they are. And it's also something um, in some traditions and in our tradition that represents the trickster
yeah,
or the clown, you know? So some clowns work with it. The sacred clowns work with it. I guess that's how you would say it, right?
yeah,
So it's just interesting to go, oh, it's like oh, of course it has the fear and the excitement because it has
right,
the opposites
yeah,
in it, you know, and how to celebrate the opposites instead of going, oh, you have
right,
to just be one way or the other way, you know.
right, yeah,
And when really it's like, oh, it's we have to be able to look at the opposites and do things backward. Sometimes backwards the right way.
yeah,
You know? So how can we do it? How can we do it, not in the way that everybody else thinks, but also as a way to bring attention to things that need attention,
yeah,
you know? Because sometimes everybody's just going along, doing everything the same when really there's wake up. We need to wake up. We need
mm,
to exactly what you were saying about, oh, we need to wake up. We need to be shaken awake and we need to snap the fuck out of it.
yeah,
And we need, there's some traditions that are worth preserving, but there are a lot of traditions that we need to change,
yeah,
that aren't really serving the good of all, that are really just for one group or for one, particular person or, and sometimes they were created just for one small person and but it has to whatever our traditions are have to be for the good of all or they
yeah.
need to be changed.
Hmm.
They need to have equity at the core of them and you know
Hmm. No,
oh
that makes a lot of sense because every day, the society, people, environment, everything's changing. And what's old, I don't want to say old, but what's used to work before, it doesn't work now.
right. I'm taking notes.
It's like a key isn't able to open, a
Yeah.
brand new key isn't able to open that old door.
Yes. Oh my God, that's fucking brilliant.
And that makes me think of my journey in
Mm.
life. Yeah. Some of those old keys aren't able to open the new doors that you're
Right.
going through.
Mm.
Yeah.
Old key, new door. Should we make t-shirts? Maybe bumper stickers?
Yeah. Who
Get
would
the
like a t-shirt, a hat, a bumper sticker?
Oh no, no, that's an old, yeah, old key, new door. Esa la Pointe says.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
That's not gonna work anymore.
No, it's not. So don't be shoving that old key.
Right? Just like you can try, but it won't open.
Yeah.
It totally won't open. Yeah. And we think it's going to open just because we have so much love and we have so much kindness and we have so much tenacity or,
Yeah.
steadfastness. But sometimes, no matter what you do, it's just like, oh, that's not the door for you. And we want to
Yeah.
open it.
Hmm.
But it's like, oh, no, no, no. There's different doors and how to focus on the new door where we're
Hmm.
being guided by that lightning.
Right.
What is the change that the lightning is like the hail? Oftentimes, that hail.
Yeah.
It's like that. Yeah, talk about change.
And it's like through a storm, changes quick, changes fast.
Mhm.
It's not like it just comes and it stays for a while. It's like each strike is just like
Oh, that's true.
quick.
Yeah, fast. Mhm. Wow, Issa, so beautiful, so beautiful. You're so amazing.
Oh, I feel
Oh,
amazing.
oh my God. Well, that's because you are. So what are you gonna do? So I think for those who are watching to think about, for our viewers to think about, yeah, yes, I liked what you said, like the change, like what are the
Yeah.
things that are changing, you know? And do you have some closing thoughts for today's talk?
Mm, um, become friends with
Mm,
uh, the Wakias. Um, they're powerful,
mm,
and journal and or draw, whatever it is, just to um, grow your relationship, but not just with the Wakias, the sun, the moon,
mm,
everything we've talked about. Grow that relationship because you're going to find yourself within all of that. Because
mm.
every time we have a conversation, it's like I learned something new about myself or my journey.
Yeah.
And so I really encourage that.
Mm,
Don't forget to pray. There's no
mm.
right or wrong way. So, and if you want a shirt, let me know.
For sure, old key, new door. Old key, new door. I'd like to hear from people about that too. Like, what are the old doors?
Yeah.
What are the old doors that you're trying to open with your new key, and how, or what are the new doors that are opening to you? Because if we're trying to open that old door that's shut, then we're not able to see all the doors opening,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So what are the doors, the open doors that you're not walking through because you're so focused on this other door that's not open to you.
Yeah.
So I'd be curious. I think that'd be fun to hear about.
Mhm. Yeah, that's
Beautiful. Oh,
beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Nissa, thank you so much. I'm so
Thank
grateful
you.
to you, Palamia. Gracias.